As you probably know, Richard, over the past decade, a very difficult decade in the airline industry, virtually all of our big competitors in the U.S. took this step. And as a consequence, they lowered their costs and improved their capital structure in a way that simply made them much more competitive. And, the folks at American have worked very hard and honorably to avoid that path over the last decade, but it became clear to us that that gap was just too wide now. It had become untenable, and it was time for us to address it, turn the page, and begin to put our company on the path to a much more successful future.
You see, on October the 4th, AMR put out a statement saying it was not your goal or preference to go into Chapter 11. So I'm wondering what changed or what finally tipped the decision that you took? What was the tipping point?
Yeah, it never has been our goal or preference, of course, and our actions over the last decade would clearly indicate that. But I think we concluded that the gap between our cost structure and the rest of the industry had become too wide and really just not something we could sustain any further. And at the same time, great economic turmoil in the global economy and high and volatile oil prices. So all of that taken together created an atmosphere where our board felt that the best decision was to pursue a full restructuring of the company to make us more competitive and successful for the long term.
Your employees watching this worldwide will, and particularly, of course, in the United States, will want to know the implications. If we take the United, the Delta, the other examples, there have been give-backs, pensions have been cut back, longer hours for less money. So can you sketch out what you envisage happening for your employees?
Well, I think the most important thing is that day one, the Chapter 11 filing itself won't cause any changes to wages or benefits. Of course, our objective here is to make the company more cost competitive, so down the road there may well be changes. But there's a process wherein we will sit down with our union leaders and with our non-organized work groups and work through the best way to reach the best outcome for the greatest number of people. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to do it under the supervision of the courts.
And flyers watching and passengers who are buying tickets. Now, you and I have talked about this before, and I've been around the aviation industry long enough to know, from the passenger's point of view, it matters not a jot. Your planes will still be flying, and you'll still probably be serving champagne in first class. But can you reassure passengers that this is not going to have any effect?
Well, that's quite right. It's business as usual at American Airlines, and all of the people of American Airlines will continue to dedicate themselves to providing great customer service for our customers. That is our mission. Our schedule will continue. Our flights will continue to operate. It is very much business as usual. And in fact, it is our view that in the long run, as we make our company more competitive and successful, we'll even have further opportunities to invest in our product for our customers.